All right. So welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome. Let's begin our practice today. So we can begin sitting down or finding a comfortable seat on the mat, or if you prefer, if your body is feeling tired and you just rather lie down, feel free to lie down on your back. Okay. At some point, we'll come to sit, but for the centering and grounding, you can lie down if you prefer. And once you have the position that you have chosen to begin the practice today, let's just take a moment to observe how the body feels right now. Notice how you feel physically, every sensation in your body as you hold the pose. Notice how you feel mentally, all the space or the lack of space in your mind. Notice how you feel emotionally without bringing the stories of the mind, without bringing the judgments of the mind. Just notice how you feel. Allow your body to relax, consciously relaxing from your toes all the way to the crown of the head. Let your face be relaxed, your jaw is soft, and your eyes can be opened or closed, but keep them soft so there's no tension on your forehead, there's no tension on your temples. Observe the breath, inhaling and exhaling, if possible, through your nose, if necessary, through your mouth. And you don't have to control the breath at this moment. We'll do plenty of that throughout the practice. Right now, all you have to do is be aware of how the breath feels right now. What happens when you inhale? What are these sensations in your body and maybe even in your mind? What happens when you exhale? Relaxing the belly and the chest a little bit more so that your breath can find a little bit more space. And notice areas that feel tight in your body, where the breath feels like the breath doesn't have access there, like there's like a wall that doesn't allow the breath to continue going in there. See if you can bring your awareness to these areas and have an intention that you would like to feel a little bit more open there, a little bit softer. And the breath can help you with this. Consciously having an intention that you would like the breath to have access into this area without straining, without pushing it, just very softly, maybe allowing the inhale to be a little bit deeper, a little bit fuller, and for sure allowing the exhale to be softer and softer, bringing relaxation to those areas that may still feel tight and tense. Again, you don't have to judge the breath. You don't have to judge the pattern of your breath right now, or ever, actually. Let it be what it is. And notice that your breath, on its own, starts to find its own balance. Whatever that balance feels for you right now, your inhale goes deeper every time. Your exhale is a bit softer. And maybe the inhale can find more space as your body starts to find more softness through the breath. Let the belly expand. Let the chest expand. Imagine that you are expanding all the way from the hips, all the way to the shoulders as you breathe. And the softness is everywhere, from your toes to the crown of the head. Again, breathe in without straining, without pushing it, going at your own capacity in this moment and every moment. Today, we are going to practice for peace. I feel like there's so much going on in the country, in the world, and we tend to think of peace as the absence of war, and then we think of war as something that happens between two nations or between two groups of people, between you and me, us versus them, and this happens outside of ourselves, sometimes even far away from where we are. But the truth is that peace and violence are within us. We are the ones that bring the peace. We are the ones that bring the conflict when we don't see the unity between all of us. When all we see is the body and the mind composition, then we see separation, because in these bodies and in these minds, we're all different. We're all different. But the deepest essence, the true essence of who you are, right there at the center of the heart, shares the same qualities with everyone, whether we are in a human body, whether we are in a dog body, whether we are in a spider body. We all share the same qualities of eternality, consciousness, bliss, love, and peace. Peace is who you are. When we consider that the cosmic consciousness of which we are a part of has these qualities, then obviously we all have these qualities too. And this is what unites us. And if we are willing to see that instead of just body mind, then our perspective for one another may change. And when we start to realize that it is us that create the peace in our bodies, in our minds, in our hearts, in our relationships, then we can start creating a more peaceful environment for all of us. So considering that, let's create an intention for the practice today. Let your intention revolve around peace. And one affirmation that is always helpful for me to switch my perspective on things is, I choose to see peace, or I choose to feel peace. I choose to be peace. They're one of those. And we'll talk more about this as the class progresses. So you may rest your hands on top of the heart, just very softly there, committing to your intention, committing to your breath, committing to staying present here in this moment, letting go of the past and letting go of the future. You may release your hands back down. If your eyes are closed, you may keep your eyes closed a little bit longer, or you may open your eyes whenever you're ready. Bringing your fingertips down near the hips, whether on the mat or on the floor. Keeping the spine long, sitting bones grounded, roll the shoulders back and down, and let the crown of the head softly pull you up. Inhale, bring your arms up. Let the breath move you softly and slowly, palms together. Exhale, lower your hands through the heart. And then release your hands back down, creating a bubble of energy. Inhale, arms reaching up. Focus on peace. Exhale, bring your hands down through the heart, fingertips back down. Inhale, bringing the arms up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. And release your fingers back down. This time, let's inhale, arms reach up, bend the elbows, and hold your arms. You may hold the elbows, you can hold the forearms, you can hold the wrists. So we're just adding like a frame to the head. Shoulders are down, always lift from the armpit. And while we firmly grab the arms, move your arms away from one another, just very softly, adding a little bit of effort. Arms are actually not moving, that's why we're firmly holding here. Keep breathing. Peace in the body manifests as not feeling pain. So observe discomfort, observe achiness and tiredness. Make sure none of this is leading to pain or anxiety in your mind. That's peace in your mind is staying present with comfort, with ease, with a little bit of effort. Let's take one more inhale. And on the exhale, let's bring the right hand down onto the mat, leaning your body to the right, stretching the left arm alongside of the ear. It may look like I'm going in the opposite direction. I'm not sure how the video, how you're seeing it. Just make sure right hand down, left hip heavy, pulling you down. Breathe. One more breath. Next time you inhale, come back to center, both arms reaching up. And again, hold the elbows or the forearms or the wrists. But hold in the other direction. So if you're feeling like the way you're holding feels like too comfortable and too familiar, then switch it. Grab the other way. And again, arms moving very softly away from one another. Keep the spine long. Lengthen the tailbone. Press the belly button back. Where do you feel the pose? Sometimes when we're busy, we disconnect from our bodies. Reconnect and observe sensations as you hold the pose. One more inhale. And on the exhale this time, left hand comes down, lean to the left, right hip heavy, right arm stretching alongside of the ear. Observe the breath and how the breath is flowing as you hold the pose. Is there any challenge to the breath here? Can you bring softness so the breath finds more space? Next time you inhale, come back to center. This time, let's just bring palms together or palms apart, your choice. And as you exhale, twist to the right, bringing your hands down. Maybe one hand is on the leg, the other hand may be on the mat, or if you need more support, your hand can come on top of a block or any prop that you may have there that is working as a block. It doesn't have to necessarily be a yoga block. It could be a book, a little box, just a bit more sturdy. Next time you inhale, come back to center, arms reaching up, palms together or apart. And as you exhale, twist to the left, both hands come down. Feel your breath. Feel your body as you hold the twist. Next time you inhale, come back to center, arms reach up, this time palms together. And exhale, hands to heart. And then release your hands back down. From here, without rushing, let's bring the soles of the feet together. And your feet can be as close to you or as far away from you as is comfortable. If you need support under the legs, blocks or props can come right under the thighs or under the knees, any height, okay, whatever you need. You can hold your feet or the ankles or the shins or below the knees. Take a deep inhale, spine is long. Let the chin come down towards the chest, and as you exhale, start to lean forward. Your hands can stay on your legs or on your feet, or you can bring your hands on the mat for more support. And then keeping your hips heavy, pulling you down, let the spine soften, maybe even round as the crown of the head pulls you down towards the mat or towards your feet, whatever is the case. Can you observe the inhale, expanding the back of the body freely? Where are you bringing softness through your exhales? Where can you be softer here? How can you practice peace in this pose? What does peace mean to you? How can you be peace today? Next time you inhale, press your hands and start to lift your chest back to center. We'll bring the hands to the outer knees just to bring the legs up closer together. And from here, find your own transition to hands and knees. We'll do cat and cow. Cat and cow can also be done sitting down on the mat or on a chair if that's where you are. My mat always gets hairy. My dog likes to lie down here. I call her my co-teacher. She's over there. She's not teaching today. She's taking a break. Cat and cow. I'll guide the movement a few rounds, but feel free to start when you are ready and go at your own pace. Inhale, lifting tailbone, lifting chest, gazing forward. Exhale, bringing tailbone forward, press the belly back, gaze towards the navel. Inhale, cow pose, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. Exhale, cat pose, rounding the spine, and now continue on your own with your own breath. Let the breath start the movement. Let the breath guide the movement. At the end of the movement, there is space for the breath to end without being rushed. And in between transitions of your breath, there is a moment, there is a pause, stillness, silence. You don't have to hold the breath. That moment is there. Peace lives there, in the stillness, in the silence. I choose to see peace. I choose to feel peace. I choose to be peace. Let's finish one more round. And take your time finishing. Next time you inhale, come back to neutral spine. From here, let's walk the hands forward, pretty far forward, but just enough so you feel still stable and balanced. Hips are not going to move forward, okay? Make sure your hips are pressing back, more or less in line with the knees. And then from here, bring your chest down towards the mat as you press the hips back. So mainly like the forehead coming down. Now we're not in child's pose, okay? So hips are lifting, arms are extended, elbows are lifted. Forehead may come down, or the head can just hang here. Let the shoulders move away from the ears, shoulder joint in external rotation. So upper arms externally rotated. Every finger and fingertip of your hands are pressing down. 2 more breaths. And now to come out of the pose safely, let's first bring one forearm down, walk your arm a little bit closer, and then the other forearm or both forearms at the same time. And then walk your arms closer to you, press your hands. We come back up to hands and knees. And from here, at your own pace, with your own transition, step your feet forward. Blocks are always helpful to step forward. If you have a chair, then use your chair for support. Let's fold here. Feet can be together or hip width apart. Let the knees be bent, even if just a little. Resting the belly and the chest on the thighs, if that's how it's happening for you. Hands may reach all the way down on the mat, or you can bring your blocks and rest your hands there. Or you may hold your elbows, allowing the upper body to be heavy. Crown of the head pulls you down. Sitting bones are lifting, feet grounding down. Moving side to side is always an option when you are in this forward fold. Did I mention that it's all optional? It is all optional. At the very least, I remember at the middle of the class and not at the end. Who wants Shavasana to be optional? Let's take a couple more breaths. Whether your movement, whether you're holding the pose in stillness, observe the breath, observe your body. Feel the pose, don't think the pose. And if you are moving side to side, come back to center. If you're holding the elbows, release the hands down. Next time you inhale, start to lift your upper body, unrolling the spine. It may take more than one inhale. You can exhale, okay? And then come all the way up. Roll the shoulders back and down. Stand in mountain pose, pressing your feet down. Lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. Lengthen through the sides of the waist. Again, shoulders rolling back and down. Crown of the head softly pulls you up. Palms can be facing forward, or you can bring your hands towards you. Be curious what feels better, what feels more open. Breathe. Can you observe stability and balance through your feet? It is in stability and when we're balanced that we can choose to be peace, regardless of how we're feeling. Let's move with the breath. We'll do about 3 half-sun salutations. Let the breath move the body. Observe moments of transitions in between the breath, in between the movement. Inhale, let the arms come up, palms together. If your balance is stable, you may gaze up and maybe even lean back slightly. As you exhale, fall forward. Bend the knees if necessary. Reach your hands down on the mat or on the props. Knees can be bent. Inhale, lengthen the spine. You may bring the hands to the shins. Exhale, fold again. Crown of the head pulls you down. Let the spine be long as you inhale. Come all the way up. Arms overhead, palms together. Maybe gazing up, maybe leaning back. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, let the arms float up. Palms together. Exhale, fall forward. Take your time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do one more. Inhale, let the arms come up. Exhale, fall forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart. Back to mountain pose. You can stay at the top of the mat. Just come this way to face you. Observe your breath. Adjust your feet. Then come to stillness. What is the space that you are creating in your body, in your mind, in your heart as you breathe and as you move? Can you see that? Can you observe that? Or the lack of space that you may be feeling? You don't have to feel one way. Our experience is different on the mat every time we practice, and let's honor that, the experience of the present moment. Let's bring peace towards this experience, regardless of how the practice is unfolding for us right now. Let judgment and negativity go. That's how peace comes into your mind as you switch it up for kindness and compassion instead. Now bringing your hands to the waist, step your left foot back, keeping the hips facing forward so hips are not moving. Let's come into warrior one. So your back foot is at an angle, more or less 45, more or less really. And then let's bend the right knee. Adjust your feet so your knees more or less in line with the ankle, and keep pressing the left heel down. Outer edge of that the outer edge of the left foot is pressing down on the mat, and then the inner edge on your front foot pressing down. Inhale when you're ready, arms reaching up. Warrior one, shoulders down, lift from the armpit, fingertips actively reaching up. You can keep your gaze forward, or you can softly and slowly lift your gaze. Lifting from belly button to collarbones, so we're not collapsing on the lower back. Breathe, relax your face, relax your jaw. Observe your body and all the sensations in the pose. How is the breath flowing as you hold warrior one? Where is the challenge? How is your mind reacting without following the stories? Just observe. 2 more breaths. Now, next time you inhale, straighten the knee and bring your hands down to the waist. Maybe stepping your left foot a little bit closer so you feel a bit more stable. Take a deep inhale, lift the collarbones, lift your gaze just slightly, and as you exhale, start to fall forward. Press belly button back. Now, I have a few options, okay? You can keep your knees softly bent just a little bit and keep your hands on the thigh. Spine stays long. Pressing right hip point back, okay? Or if it's available for you, you may bring your hands down, maybe on blocks. If you have space, you can bring your hands down onto the mat. Okay? Inner edge of the front foot pressing down, the whole foot really, but especially inner edge, outer edge of the back foot and heel pressing down, and right hip point pressing back, the left one softly forward. Spine is long, chin to chest. 2 more breaths. Now, wherever you are, softly bend the knee just a little bit more. Bring your hands to the heart and inhale to come up. And as you exhale, let's bring the feet together. However that's happening for you, maybe stepping 1 foot forward, maybe softly bringing your feet together, and then step back to the top of the mat. Let's take 3 breaths in mountain pose. We're just checking in now. How are you feeling right now? Can you describe that with qualities like I feel light, I feel heavy, I feel cold, I feel hot, or warm, anything in between? Then let go of the labels and just observe. 1 more breath. Let's repeat that little sequence on the other leg, hands to waist. This time we step the right foot back, foot at an angle, hips facing forward, bend the left knee, warrior one, back heel pressing down, outer edge pressing down, inhale, arms come up. Notice your shoulders, softly bring them down, lift from the armpit, fingertips active, maybe lifting your gaze. Legs are active, press your feet down. Let your feet activate your legs. Lift from belly button to collarbones if you are softly leaning back as you lift your gaze. Let the lower back be spacious. Next time you inhale, straighten the knee. And let's bring the hands down to the waist. Maybe stepping the right foot a little bit closer, just for stability. You know where we're going. Inhale, lift the collarbones, shoulders rolling back and down. Maybe lifting the gaze as you exhale, fall forward. Your knee can be bent, slightly bent, maybe hands on the thigh, maybe hands on the blocks. This time the left hip point is going to press back, the right one softly forward. Keep the chin towards the chest, feet pressing down. Breathe. Even if the front knee is slightly bent, the back leg is extended. Don't lock the knees. Keep a slight softness there. Engage the thighs instead. One more breath. And then go ahead and bend the left knee just a little bit more. Bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, spine long, come all the way up. And on the exhale, step your feet together and come back to the top of the mat. 3 breaths. Observe. Be aware of sensations. Be aware of the breath. I choose to see peace. I choose to be peace. Let's transition all the way down to the belly. Let's do that together. Or you can get there using your own safe way of getting there. Okay? Inhale, arms come up, palms together, gazing up maybe. Exhale, fall forward. Bend the knees if necessary. Hands reach down, chin to chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bringing your hands down, step back. Plank pose. Let's inhale in plank, and you can bring your knees down for support. And as you exhale, lower all the way down onto the belly. Slide your forearms down. Let's prepare for sphynx pose. Forearms can be shoulder width apart or wider if you needed more space. And your elbows can be under the shoulders. If this is too much for the lower back, then just move your arms forward until you find a position that feels perfect for you today. Press the tops of your feet down, but just very softly. Hips are heavy, but legs are relaxed. And then press your forearms down. Lift the belly button from the belly button to the collarbones. Roll the shoulders down. Gaze forward, butt down, okay? Make sure the back of the neck is long. Where are you feeling expansion as you hold Sphynx pose? Expansion through the breath. Where can you be softer here? Where is effort not needed? Relax your face. Let your gaze be kind, friendly, peaceful, especially towards yourself. This practice of peace starts with us. The practice starts within as we start to shed all the layers of identity, all the layers of experience that have covered the truth of who we are throughout our lives. Let's take one more inhale. And on the exhale, start to open the elbows just to bring the chest down. Slide your hands under the shoulders or next to the chest. Inhale, let's press up to hands and knees. And on the exhale, let the hips come down into child's pose. You can open the knees as wide as they need to be. Forehead may make it all the way down, or you can bring your hands closer, bring your forehead to the hands or to the fists, to one of the props, if it feels okay. And if none of this works, you can let the head hang. If your hips need more support, you may place a blanket under the knees, not under the knees, behind the knees, and also a blanket under the knees if your knees need that support. Okay? Your arms can be extended forward, Forearms can be down, or you can bring your arms alongside of the legs, maybe even hold your feet or the heels. If your arms are forward, you can bend the elbows and bring the hands to the shoulders or the shoulder blades. You can also bring the hands together on top of the head. Okay, these are all options for child's pose. There's no effort here in child's pose. Let all effort go. The effort is in staying present. The effort is in not letting the stories pull you away from the feelings and sensations of this moment. And when we talk about peace and bringing peace, the practice of peace is not asking you to change anything other than your perspective. You don't have to change yourself to be peaceful. You don't have to deny that you feel at some points frustrated, angry, pissed off, you know. But even in those moments with those difficult emotions, we can also choose to react with kindness and compassion and peace, regardless of how you're feeling within. You may have to step away from the situation for a moment, but we can always set our boundaries and speak clearly but kindly. We are all human. We have emotions. We get frustrated. We get angry. Bring kindness and compassion towards your own emotions, towards your own mind, towards your own body, towards your own heart. And then extend that compassion and that kindness to the person, the situation that is making you feel frustrated or angry. That doesn't mean that you have to hug them and, and be like mega friendly, but we can still be peaceful. Okay? We don't have to be friends. We can be peaceful. We don't have to agree. We can be peaceful. 2 more breaths here. I'll let you breathe in silence. Next time you inhale, press up to hands and knees. And from here, first let's transition to sit, just because it's kind of like the natural transition from hands and knees. And then from here, lie down on your back, bending your knees, but keeping your feet on the floor, on the mat. You may move your legs side to side. Your feet can stay together, hip width apart, or you can open your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Your arms can stay alongside of your body, or you can open the arms out to the sides. You can bend the elbows and come into a goalpost shape or cactus shape. I rather imagine a cactus than a goalpost. I guess cacti have different shapes, so this is more like a cartoon cactus shape. I like cartoons, so I like to imagine life as a cartoon. All right, come back to center. If your feet were hip width apart, a little bit wider than your hips, bring your feet hip width apart and your arms back down alongside of your body if they were in a different position. Let's cross the right ankle on top of the left leg. Flex the right foot just very softly so your right leg stays active. And this is it. Maybe this is where you're feeling it. You can stay here, maybe pressing your right leg away from the right shoulder just slightly if you needed more sensation. You can also lift your left foot and hold the back of the leg, bringing this right arm in between the legs as if you're threading the needle here. And if you have space, then you bring the left leg closer to you and at the same time energetically moving this right leg away from you. You can also hold with a strap if you wanted to lift your foot, holding the strap around the leg. Again, threading the needle here, okay? And then with the strap, you can bring the leg closer to you or just hold it when you need where you need it to be. Okay? Use the props if you need them. Props are awesome. Let's take one more breath. And then as you release, if you have lifted your foot, return your left foot back onto the mat, but keep the right leg crossed. Open your arms out to the sides. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, let your legs come down to the left side. So the sole of your right foot may be pressing down on the mat. If it's not reaching all the way down on the mat, then maybe placing a blanket under the foot or placing your block under the foot. Make sure your foot is supported. Okay, it's not just flying on the air. Okay, so use blocks, use cushions, whatever you need. Then both arms can be extended, or if it's available for you, you can hold the right ankle with the left hand. And as you do that, or even if you're not holding, right foot pressing down at the same time, right hip pulls you down. Okay? Breathe. Let both shoulder blades be grounded, chin softly down towards the chest, or you can even place a blanket under the head. Just make sure your head is not lifted. We're not like here, okay? Just as a little bit of support if your head is like this, if your chin is lifted, because you need that support. Then place the blanket right in between, on top of the shoulders. Let me place it so you see what I'm talking about. Sometimes I feel like my own instructions are very confusing even for me. Okay, okay. One more breath here. Let's give two more breaths in case you were prepping your props, setting up your body for the pose. One more breath. And then next time you inhale, come back to center. And now you can release your right foot down. Again, moving your legs side to side. You can bring your knees to the chest if you prefer and move side to side in this way. Okay, we're going to do the other side in a moment, in a couple of breaths. Stillness is always an option. Don't forget, it's all optional. You don't have to move. You don't have to do the poses. You can just stay lying down if you prefer. Let's go to the other side. Left foot, actually, crossing over the right leg. Left foot is flexed. And remember the options. You can stay here, maybe softly pressing the left leg away from the left shoulder, or lifting your right foot and holding the back of the leg, threading the left arm in between the legs, or using the strap if you want to if you want to lift your right foot. Notice that my hips are not lifting, my hips are grounded. Shoulders may be lifting a little bit, but as much as possible, keep the shoulder blades heavy, pulling you down, grounding you down. So we're not lifting the upper back, okay? We're not lifting the head. Two more breaths. And then if your right foot is lifted, return the right foot back down. Left leg stays crossed, arms out to the side. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Let your legs come to the right side. Sole of the left foot pressing down on the mat, on a blanket, on a cushion, on a block. Maybe your right hand holding the left ankle. And as the left foot presses down, the left hip pulls you down. Breathe, feel, be present. Your body is here, let your mind be here. Let the stories go, you're not missing out on anything. They'll be back later. in any way, shape, or form. They're always back, always. One more breath. And then next time you inhale, return your legs back to center and your left foot back down onto the mat. Again, feet down or knees to chest, moving side to side or staying still. Come back to center. Bring your knees to the chest if your feet are down. Let's finish today with happy baby. You can hold the arches of your feet if that's available for you, or hold the ankles or the shins or the back of the legs. Bringing your knees down and out, and not keeping necessarily your feet here unless your legs are tired and you don't feel like moving that much, but maybe lifting your feet up towards the ceiling. They don't have to be parallel with the ceiling. Just let the effort be upward, the effort of your feet. Keep your chin softly towards the chest, hips heavy. You can move side to side in happy baby. In my body, happy baby feels better when it's not moving. If you feel better with the movement, go ahead and move. Breathe. That's our only constant throughout the whole practice. Breathing consciously, breathing with awareness. And today, choosing peace. That's our intention. Let's take one more inhale. And on the exhale, return your knees back to the chest. Let's go ahead and take two last breaths here. You can move or you can stay still. Relax your face, relax your jaw. And then when you're ready, go ahead and release your legs. Let's prepare for our final resting pose. Let's prepare for Shavasana. Legs can be extended, finding all the space that you need on the mat, or you can keep your knees bent, feet wide, knees touching at the center for support. Keep the palms facing up, ground the shoulder blades, and softly bring your chin down or keep your head on your blanket. Consciously relax every part of your body, from your toes all the way to the crown of the head. Allow the front of the body to be soft, melting down towards the back of the body. Observe the support of the ground beneath you and allow the back of the body to be so soft that it melts down towards the mat. Relax your face, relax your jaw, unclench your teeth. Keep your eyes soft. Enjoy a moment of rest. I will let you know when it's time to come back here. It is time to bring your awareness back to the body, back to the breath. Taking a deep inhale, exhale out through your mouth. Inhale through your nose, sigh it out. Moving your toes, moving your fingers, your wrists, your hands, your legs, your arms. Stretch your whole body if that is helpful, or find any movement that feels comforting and nourishing for you. When you feel ready, you may bend your knees. Your knees can come to the chest, or you can keep your feet down on the mat. Moving side to side is always an option. And then roll to your side. Good teacher is ready to teach. We're done, buddy. Let's take a moment here. Observe your body, observe the breath, observe this moment exactly as it is. And when you're ready, press yourself, come back up, and find a comfortable seat. You may bring your hands together at the heart center, maybe lowering your chin down towards the chest. Peace is an attribute in you. You cannot find peace outside of yourself. So choose to be peace, choose to bring peace into your body, into your mind, into your heart, into every one of your relationships with every being. May all beings be happy and free from suffering. And may all our thoughts, words, and actions contribute in any way to the happiness and freedom of all beings. Thank you very much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. In gratitude, I bow to you. Thank you.